Welcome back, Operations Management students, to Session 2 of Chapter 14. We left off on the last video with a little assignment, in-class assignment, for you to work problems 1 and 2 of Chapter 14 on page 495. So here's the problem, and I will pull up the solution. So we were to use the BOM shown below and determine how many of Part E will be needed if 20 units of item A are produced, and how many Part C's will be needed. So let's start on the E's first. The problem told us that we're going to make 20 A's, and in 20A there are 2 B's, so that means we need 40 B's, and the B's need 4 E's. So if we take the 40 B's times 4 E's, we need 160 E's for that part, and then 20 A's times 2 D's means we've got 40 D's, and 40 D's that each contain 2 E's mean we've got another 80 E's there. So if we add the 160 plus the 80, we'll need 240 E's. Now let's look at Part C. We're going to make 20 A's and 1 C goes in, so 20 A's times 1 C is 20 C's. We're going to make 20 A's, and there are 2 D's that go into that, so we got 40 D's. 40 D's that each contain 1 C, so we got 40 C's there plus the 20 C's there, so a total of 60 C's. Problem 2 said, based on the BOM in Problem 1, what is the cumulative lead time for end item A, and how will this information be used? So we need to determine how long it takes to produce A, and we could draw paths for all of these, but we are interested in the longest paths, and that here, A to B to F is 6 weeks, A to D to E is also 6 weeks, so 6 weeks is our lead time. And how we would use that information, basically, let's say that sales goes out and gets an order with a lot shorter lead time than 6 weeks. That could cause us a world of hurt, because we may not be able to produce to meet the 6 weeks based on the lead times that we have in place. So 6 weeks is our magic number. So to summarize this part of the chapter, the MRP is based on the master production schedule, which comes from our sales and production plans. It also receives input from our bill of materials, our inventory records, and then that drives scheduling and also drives our performance expectations. Now let's move to distribution requirements planning, DRP, and this is on the top of page 3 of your notes as you fill in your notes. So distribution requirement planning, DRP, is an estimate of the quantity and positioning of finished goods inventory. In other words, what do we need to have in place to meet the demands in our distribution chain? So here's our flow chart. Forecasts and orders that we receive from retailers or distribution centers leads to planned order receipts and releases that we need for each location. That helps us determine our gross requirements compared to what we actually have in finished goods inventory. And that leads us to our net requirements for planned orders, which leads us to requirements across the different stages of distribution, which leads us to distribution requirements that are an input for master production schedule and the materials requirements plan. At this time, I'd like you to pause the PowerPoint and go into Moodle and open and watch the distribution requirement planning scenario video posted for you. So hopefully that video helped give you an overview of DRP. There are additional videos out there. As you were watching that YouTube video, you probably noticed on the side, additional DRP videos, and feel free to watch, any of those that you would like. But for now, we're going to move on. We are going to move on to capacity requirement planning. And capacity requirement planning, CRP, is an estimate of capacity needed. And we're talking about production capacity. A couple of terms. Infinite loading is the assumption of infinite capacity, that we could always add additional capacity. Load profile is the comparison of capacity that needs to what is needed. And on the slide you can see that our capacity is at 20 here, but we've got a couple of times, well, one time when the load exceeds capacity, so we would have to figure out what we're going to do. We're either going to have to overtime or outsource, or if this is a long-term trend, we may need to hire some additional workers so that we can increase capacity. Fortunately, with all of these planning systems, software is available, and one type of software is Enterprise Resource Planning Software, ERP, and it basically consolidates all business planning systems and data so that they're integrated. In the past, systems were built one at a time, and ERP has been designed to integrate and replace those old legacy systems. It has multifunction capabilities where you can slice and dice the data many different ways. It's cross-functional, so it works across different departments, saves time, hopefully reduces errors to enable better business decisions. I hope those videos were helpful. Your assignment case for this week involves ERP and the recommendations that you would make if you were a consultant. So advances in planning systems are continually occurring. New software is being developed in an effort to make planning more efficient, to cut lead times down, to help managers make better plans and evaluate alternatives in a more effective manner. So I hope this video helps, and make sure to follow the instructions in Moodle for this week.